Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and today I'm going to show you a very beautiful area, nice hiking area that is just a couple miles outside of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. They have a good sized parking lot here, some porta potties, and here is the start of the trail. I'm going to take a look at that right there. Uh-oh, no camping. It's called Seven Tubs State Forest Recreation Area. Now in Google Maps it calls it Seven Tubs Nature Area. This tells you about it and has some pictures. On the map here, there's the parking lot, and this is called the Audubon Loop Trail. It goes along the creek over here and then loops around and goes through the foresty area along back to this point at the parking lot. And this says it's a 1.8 mile loop trail. So let's go see what it looks like. There's some benches here to get started with. And right away, here's a side trail. And I hear the rustling of some water. You have to take these steps to get down to it. It's a little creek that winds around these rocks, crevices, and creates a much larger creek. Little waterfall there, and then goes over these rocks here down into merging with this other creek. And look how clear this water is. It's maybe about a foot deep, and you can see the rocks underneath it very clearly. Got to be a super nice place to cool off in the summer. And back up on the main trail is this wooden bridge, which is right over where this stream is going down into where I was right there. And on the other side of the bridge, it is maybe even more dramatic. I'll follow it down at a closer view. The trail to the bridge here is paved, so if you got somebody in a wheelchair, they can easily go that far. But past the bridge, it is really rough going over these rocks. For part of the way, they've got these stones laid out as a trail, and then you're on dirt. And just a little further down, you see another area where the water is swiftly going over the rocks and down into a big pond here. And if you have a little more energy than me, you can walk down to get a view of it right at the shoreline there. But a little further up, the trail does actually go right down to it here. You can see upstream a ways. And from here up, the trail does go right alongside the banks of this creek. That's the trail there. And I bet when it floods and heavy rains, this is going to be flooded out. And you're going to have to take a trail up alongside the hill there. Here's a nice shot of the water going over some more rocks there. And here's a view right beside it. Very lovely. This is a little further up. Now from there you can hike right along the banks of the creek. There is a small trail. You can see where people have come, but a little higher up is the main trail here. And at this point, it crosses a small bridge where another stream is coming down the mountain and flowing into the main creek here. From this footbridge getting down to the creek, it's really messy, but you can do it and get a good view of that. But the main trail follows higher up on the hill here. So I'm much higher up now. But you can still get good views of the creek from up here. Here's another stream coming down to the creek. Here the main trail gets down really close to the creek, where I can get a good shot of it. In case you're not sure if you've lost your way, look for these yellow markings on the trees. That lets you know that you are still on the loop trail. See those yellow marks? Here the trail is just right along the bank of the creek. And I haven't met with any very steep sections of the trail. It's flat for the most part. Here's another stream going down to the creek with some very unfortunate trees here. Here's another nice shot. Well, now the trail has gotten away from the creek, and this is a Y. There's a trail going that way and a trail going this way. And I was really confused which way to go until I saw that yellow. Well, now after a long hike, I've met up with that first creek that I showed you in the beginning, going through a narrow gorge here. Here's a shot of it a little further down. And here's one of the places where the water creates a little tub right there, where the water stays for a while, spinning around until it finally starts flowing down. And I think this may be another one of the tubs where there's a big you might call tub of water there that is pretty still until it makes its way down here. Now I'm back on the footbridge, which is right over another one of the tubs. And on the other side of the bridge, it creates another tub right here. And I guess this is the final tub before it flows into the creek. Well, it took me a little over 2 hours, I think, to do the full hike. And on the way back, the last, at least a third of it, there is some moderately steep areas. And the 1.8 mile loop trail that the sign says seemed to me a whole lot more like 2.8 miles. But it was certainly worth it, I think, to be able to see the beautiful areas along the creek there, the waterfalls and the tubs. So if you're not that energetic, you can just go as far as the bridge, and then you can walk down to where the bank of the creek is and just do that. Or if you're really energetic enough, then do the whole 1.8 mile loop trail. If I can do it, you can do it. Good day, folks.